Now, Toby Henderson is listed in critical condition at UAB Hospital. Police say the shooter was last seen leaving this area driving a silver Buick LeSabre heading north on Interstate 65. Anyone with more information is urged to call Birmingham Police Department. Now, the Society of Manufacturing Engineers says there are many jobs available across the country. Swedman does urge its students to relocate if the opportunity presents itself.
Fred Davenport's downtown now live. Fred, this issue has gotten so heated that the City Council is now holding a public hearing on it.
Well, that is correct, Sherry. Restaurant owners say they don't want the food trucks and the push carts operating in their front door. On the other hand, food truck operators say their presence actually helps out the brick and mortar.
We are not here to try to, take business away from restaurants. We are actually trying to increase, the variety and attract more people to other restaurants.
Food truck owner Ron Mendez says having the food trucks and carts nearby food establishments give people more options to choose from.
When you have a group of 4 or 5 people, maybe those 4 or 5 people don't want to eat at the truck, but guess what? They would go to the restaurant that is nearby.
Some cities, brick and mortars have felt an increase in sales with food trucks being around. Drives more foot traffic.
Restaurants owners still stand by their word. They say those mobile operations are stealing their customers and business. So those eatery owners are asking Birmingham City officials for help.
We're not too sure how to place them. We feel that one block is not a feasible or doable type of regulation. But we do feel that there does need to be some separation between food trucks and brick and mortar restaurants.
Under a proposed food ordinance, vendors can only operate in designated zones.
I do think that there needs to be a pretty good spread between them. You wouldn't open restaurant next to restaurant next to restaurant next to restaurant because of competition.
Councilwoman Kim Rafferty thinks the food truck vendors should foot the required bills like established eateries too. On the other hand, mobile operators say they already pay hefty fees.
Besides the food permit we need on the truck, we need another food permit for the commissary. We have to pay employees to prep.
Now, again, all parties will have a chance to get their input tomorrow during a public hearing meeting that starts at 9:30 inside the Birmingham Council Chambers. We're live in downtown Birmingham. Fred Davenport, CBS 42 News.
It's kind of scary when you hear pow, 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 pow. You don't know exactly where it's coming from. But
gunfire is just one of many problems neighbors like Thomas Kuntzman faces on a daily basis.
There's been some problems with selling of drugs, etc.
Kuntzman has lived along Rocky Hollow Road more than a year, although he moved to the area because of its historic charm. But home and community values are decreasing rapidly due to growing criminal activity.
You just keep your door closed. You have to go out, you go in your car. I wouldn't recommend anyone walking in the neighborhood.
And he's not alone.
It's the worst at night because you can hear stuff. 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and shotguns.
Crystal says it gets even worse.
There's been a lot of robberies. There's been a lot of dope. A lot of troubles down the street at this apartment.
This is the apartment complex Christy is referring to. She thinks it's a nuisance and should be torn down. She and others are calling on the police to help calm the storm.
Some of the things we've been doing is just asking our guys to do as much extra patrol as possible there.
Over the last 3 months, Anniston Police Department have responded to 110 calls for service, 12 disturbances, and 14 shots fired.
We've had guys out there in the area walking and talking, talking to some of the neighborhoods.
I caught up with Councilman Jay Jenkins since that area falls in his district. He tells me there have been community meetings to hear from residents. Also, he says he has a list of plans to get that historic area back on track. For now, we're live at the newsroom. Fred Davenport, CBS 42 News.
Getting retrained for a new job may just bring in that paycheck you've been waiting for.
One industry is searching high and low for workers. Manufacturing requires a skill which many of the unemployed don't have. Tonight, our Fred Davenport tells us those looking for work are enrolling in trade schools in the hopes of landing that job.
I'm not finding work in that, so this would be my 3rd career.
Ronald Ferrier has 2 degrees, but he hasn't had any luck finding a job in the field for which he's qualified. Now he's back in the classroom again.
That's why I'm here at Lawson, is to acquire a trade that is in peak demand, a large demand at this time.
Ferrier is taking heating, air, and refrigeration classes at the school. Teleria Johnson is in the same boat.
I looked around for a profession that was technical and that was permanent, more permanent. So I chose heating and air conditioning.
According to the Society of Manufacturing Engineers, there are 500,000 jobs available for skilled workers. The problem is, there aren't enough qualified people to fill them. That's where instructor Jeff Sweatman comes in.
We're in contact constantly with the industry, trying to find job placements for students. We teach a very thorough curriculum.
Sweatman says his classes are overflowing with students looking for a trade.
We have accountants, we have displaced engineers, we have a lot of military personnel in our program right now. So we have a diverse group.
Most students agree getting hands-on experience is the key to getting that perfect job.
You get the knowledge to know how to supply people with a quality service that you can perform.
332 to 331, you still need me down there?
Officer Trent Roberts' duty is to promote and enforce safety. A part of Roberts' long list of responsibilities, looking for people texting while driving. This is how he finds them.
You'll see them kind of cross over the line a little bit. One of the most common ones is people who sit at a traffic light. People will text at a traffic light and be texting, and the light changes and they're just sitting there.
Roberts says those who text and drive are no different than those who drive tired or drunk.
They've gotten so comfortable in their vehicles now, it's an extension of themselves. So they treat it like they're, this is my castle.
Roberts believes the lure of texting behind the wheel is a challenge for some more than others.
I would say it's probably more women text and probably more teenagers text.
At Chase Valley High School Friday, a simulator brought the dangers of texting while driving to life.
I got that texting while driving is very dangerous and it's not safe at all, and when teenagers do it, their lives could be ruined in just a quick second.
And it didn't take the students long to crash their vehicles. They found that in a matter of seconds, looking down at a cell phone can be deadly.
That's just fake over there. You do something like that in real life and you end up doing something really bad.
Majority of the students who participated inside the simulator all say that it was very difficult to drive and text at the same time. They say they will now spread the message, no texting while driving, to their family and friends. For now, reporting at Shades Valley High School, Fred Davenport, CBS 42 News.
Let's go, man!
The cheerleaders are cheering much harder, and the college Greeks showing off their best step. It's homecoming for the Miles College Golden Bears. If you've never experienced homecoming festivities, you're in for a treat.
The atmosphere is great. It's a lot of morale. People are really excited especially about the football team.
Thousands of alumni will pack the school to reunite and have a great time.
Homecoming week is always a lot of alumni around, and that's great. And the Miles College has some of the best alumni.
The Golden Bears have more than one reason to celebrate this year. Weeks ago, administrators announced their plans to spend $20 million for improvement projects. President Dr. George French says student enrollment is up by 9%, so they need more space.
We realize with that growth that we need additional facilities for our students. So we're building a new Welcome and Admission Center, a 204-bed residence hall, and a student activities and dining hall.
The new state-of-the-art student center will have Starbucks, and the students are excited.
You don't have to go out and venture off to find your food and come back. So if we actually get that here, that'll be awesome.
Much more to do and just add to the beauty of the campus.
The project coordinator says construction will start at the beginning of November, and 2 of the 3 buildings should be completed by sometime 2013. For now, reporting on the campus of Miles College, Fred Davenport, CBS 42 News.